Alright guys, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do some Cornell notes, but we're going to do them on the board. And what I'm going to do, I got today's date, no different than what you guys should have in your notebooks, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to identify what lesson we're working on. Try to keep some colors going on. And so what lesson are we working on? And we're going to do something weird. We're going to do 13-4, 5, and 6 all at the same time. And the overarching thing we're going to do is converting metric measurements. Okay? And the first, so our question today is going to be, how can you convert metric measurements? Ooh, see if I can fit it in here. Okay? Question mark. How can you convert metric measurements? Okay? We're going to leave that space blank in our notes so we can come back and answer it, alright? So, the easiest way to do this is called a metric ladder. Yes?
I'm not really in the screen.
That's fine. The easiest way to do this is called a metric ladder. Okay? And basically what we're going to do, I need something to hold this. Okay? Is we're going to draw a ladder on our math notebooks, okay? And our ladder is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rungs. And rungs is the middle part of our ladder. And we already know that Mr. Savage's drawing is not the best. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's throw our ladder right here. This way we still got a lot of room to write on the board. Okay? And then so we're going to have 7 rungs. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the way down to the bottom, okay? Yes, Michaela. Huh?
Are you jumping?
You're going to see. Yeah, I'm going to jump right through the board, Michaela.
Okay.
Alright? So, on the very top of our ladder, we're going to have kilo. Okay? The second rung of our ladder is going to have hecto. Then we're going to have deca. And then we're going to have our base. Okay? And our base can include 3 things. Okay? And unlike customary units, when we were talking about, in customary units, we have, for capacity, we have, we had gallons and cups and pints. For measurement of length, we had inches and feet and miles and yards. And for capacity, no, that was capacity I talked about. For weight or mass, well, actually for weight, not mass, we had ounces, we had pounds, right? Well, in the metric system, everything's based off the same base 10 category. The only difference is the bases are named differently. So for measurement, we have, let's go with this. For measurement, we have meters. For liquid stuff like milk or soda or juice, we have, or water, we have liters. And then for mass, we have grams. Okay? So now what we know, we have something that's greater than our base, and we know what our three bases could be. Then we're gonna go and we gotta do what's smaller than our base unit. And the first thing we have is, hopefully I got the right color, is deci. It's a decimeter. Centi, like a centimeter. And these are all prefixes. And we have milli, like a milliliter. M-I-L-L-I. Okay? So if I was going to measure distance, I could measure distance as a centimeter, a kilometer, a decameter, or just a meter. Okay? And if we want, we can make some notes right above it if this helps us out. And we can even go from here. Meter is distance. Liter is capacity, which is liquids usually. It's not always liquids. It could be dry items. And then grams is mass. Or we might measure my body, we might measure how much I weigh in grams, okay? So the easiest way to remember this is there's a saying, and we could write it on the inside of here. Let's see if I can do this right. King, that's not gonna work in there. All right, so we're gonna write it up here. We'll write it across the top. Let me get a different color. So what we're gonna write is we're gonna use King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk.
Oh.
Okay? So King, you guys see that or not really?
We can see it.
Make sure it's good for the video.
That's
King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Can you see all this in the video, Abby?
Yeah.
Okay. And look, K, kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centi, and milliliter, or milli. Okay? So, let's talk about how do we move up the ladder or down the ladder. So how do I convert kilometers to meters? Or how do I convert a milligram to a gram? Well, everything in here is base 10. So we can go with the powers of 10. So if we want to, let me slide this. Can you see this sticker on the video, Abby, so I know how far over I can go?
No.
Do you see over here or no?
No.
Do you see here?
Yes.
Okay. So, trying to get color I haven't used before. There we go. So right here, let's go right here. To move from a larger unit I'm sorry. From a larger to smaller unit, we do what?
Divide.
No.
Multiply.
We do what, Sophia?
Multiply.
Multiply. Okay? So if we multiply, what do we do when we move from, and let me do this in a different color. Go green. To move from a smaller unit, smaller, to larger unit, you do what? What do we do, Mikkel?
Divide.
Divide. Okay? And what do you think we multiply by? What is something we learned how to do in the beginning of the year that we can multiply by that would make this really easy? Go ahead, Mikkel.
10.
10, but we could do the powers of 10. So we're going to multiply by let me think how to word this. Multiply, and we're going to go up here so I still got room. Okay? We're going to have a big thinking bubble. By the powers of 10. Okay? And what are we going to divide by? What do you think we'll divide by?
Fractions.
It could be fractions, or we could divide by the powers of 10. Okay? Same thing. So we can multiply, or we can divide by the powers of 10. So let's look at an example of this. Just go if you gotta go out, that's fine. Let's look at two examples. And let me see if I got room down here. So, our first example is we're going to turn a kilometer into a meter. Okay? So let's go down here and let's write example. Okay? 1 kilometer equals how many meters? Okay? Well, let's look at our ladder. We start at what? Kilo. And we gotta go how many steps? 1, 2, 3. So now that we know that we went 3 steps, we need to look at here. Are we moving from a larger number to a smaller, or a smaller to a larger? Ty? A smaller to a larger, okay? Are you sure about that? What do you got, Robert?
Bigger to smaller.
Larger
Larger
to smaller. So we multiply by the powers of 10. Well, this would be 10 to the first power, 10 to the second power, 10 to the third power. So what I would have is I would have 1 times 10 to the third power. And what is 10 to the third power? That's 10 times 10 times 10. So what do we have, Blake?
That would be 1,000.
1,000. 1,000. So that would give us how many meters, Blake?
That would be about 10,000?
1,000. Because we did 1 times 10 to the third power. Okay? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What's another example? So another example could be going the other way. And we could do that over here, and it could be example. And it could be, let's turn 10 meters into kilometers. So now we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, okay? And let's look over here. If we're at our base, which is a meter, we need to go up 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna do 10 divided by 10 to the third power. I hope we can see that, okay? So that is 10 divided by 100. So 10 divided by 100 would give us what? It's actually really easy, and all we have to do is move decimals. What do you have, Liam?
It's actually 1,000.
Not 1,000 kilometers.
No, the 10 to the third power is 1,000.
Oh, 10 to the third power. Oh, sorry, guys. You got me. It's 1,000. Okay? So what do we do?
You would move the decimal to the right 3 times. I meant left.
We would move the decimal to the left 3 times, okay? So if I have 10, and let me do this over here. So let me go like this. Let me go up here like this. So I would take 10, which is actually 10.0, and I would move it to the left 3 times. So I go 1, 2, 3. So I need to put a 0 and a 0 and a point. So 10 kilometers would equal 0, 0,
1.
and what number is that? That's not 0, 0, 1. What's the proper term for that? Other than Mikkel? Alex.
100?
Not 100, because 10, 100, Liam.
Thousands.
That is 1,000. So 10 meters. I have something wrong, guys.
What did you do over there? Oh, it's supposed to be 100.
Hold on. 1.
You moved it 4.
Yeah. 1. Oh, I skipped. I see what I did wrong. When I was moving it, guys, look. 1, 2, 3. So what I did is I moved it an extra spot. Okay? Does that seem right to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I messed up. I'm sorry. Kind of embarrassing on the video too. Alright? So check this out. This is the first video I did like this, guys. Please, when you go home tonight, including you guys, watch this video. Don't take more notes on it. Just go over it. Let me know how I can make it better. Let me know if you could hear me well, if I was out of the picture. I tried to make sure I didn't show anything when I bent down, pulled down my hoodie like 19 times. So let me know what I did right and what I did wrong, okay? Because I really need your feedback, and I really value your feedback. Okay, so go ahead. Just stop it.